All right, here we are back, week 3 predictions video. Got me and Dean going to knock this one out. We're getting into the meat of the season, so we have a couple rule breaks. Make sure y'all stay on top of those. We had to hand out a suspension already, so make sure we don't have to continue doing that. Refresh yourself on the rules and things and your responsibilities for each game before you play. We're getting into the heat of recruiting again. We're kind of getting close to the point that recruiting is not going to matter anymore. Of course, these players coming in now want to be on your team until season 8. Nobody really plays true freshmen unless they're real killers. So, you're talking about guys that are only going to play season 9 and season 10, but it's important to have a decent roster for those final 2 seasons. And it's important to continue to play and be a part of this league towards the end, because you won't have a guaranteed spot in the league next year if you don't finish out the league this year. And then, of course, streaming. If you're a road team in a game of the week, you are supposed to stream that game. You have to attempt to stream it at least, and upload your gameplay after if you couldn't stream it. And then we have everybody's CPU games on the schedule now, at least one. So actually, everybody has one exactly, except for Dwayne and Connor. Make sure you stream your CPU game. The rules for a CPU game are very simple if you want to play it. You can always just take the free win with the force win. But if you want to play the game, you must stream it. You can only start the game one time. And you must follow all other league rules for the game. If your power goes out, if you turn your system off, if you quit the game, whatever it is, you're not going to like the repercussions for it, because we've got to make the punishment so bad that the reward for breaking the rule isn't worth it. Because there are definitely people in here that I think would do, my power went out, so that they can avoid a suspension or avoid losing a game like that. All right, all the rambling aside, let's get into it. So first off, look at the top 25 here. Michigan remains number 1. Penn State, Florida, Colorado, Arkansas, Alabama, Texas A&M, Baylor, Michigan State, a CPU, and Tennessee. Round out your top 10 with Mississippi State, Clemson, Auburn, Ohio State, Syracuse, Oregon, NC State, Texas, Iowa, all users inside the top 25. When we look at the Heisman watch, got a whole bunch of changes here. Got receiver Zay Smith out of Colorado at number 1. QB Frank Awuzie from Purdue at number 2. QB Nolan Howden out of Oregon at number 3. Ramon Boyce, running back for the Wolverines, at 4. And my receiver Matt Redman at 5. All right, let's get into the players of the week now. So starting off, the National Defensive Player of the Week, Doug Marvin. 5 tackles, 1 TFL, 1 interception, 3 pass breakups, and a touchdown for the Mike linebacker out of Alabama in a 38-7 drumming of the Syracuse Orange.
On offense, Viliami Tupou, however you want to pronounce that, he destroyed the CPU for Nebraska. 56-21 win for Mike, and this guy had 8 catches, 293 yards, 4 touchdowns on a 37 per catch average. It's pretty good.
That's crazy. For the ACC, I already mentioned Marvin, so we'll just do the offense.
Braden Khalid for Miami. 26 carries, 157 yards, 4 touchdowns. Added a catch on the day as Rob won that sim against Virginia Tech, and his running back had a game.
All right, moving on to the Big 12. Got a Buffalo sweep here. Kevin Woollyhand, 3 tackles, a TFL, an interception, a pass breakup, and a touchdown for the free safety in a 73-17 drumming of the Georgia Bulldogs.
And Heisman candidate Zay Smith, 5 catches, 197 yards, 3 touchdowns, and he beat out Texas receiver with 39.4 average yards per catch.
Big 10, Wolverine here, Michigan. Angelo Sahara with 2 tackles, 2 interceptions, and a pass breakup for the safety in a 51-20 force win over Clemson.
Terrence Caton for Penn State, 7 catches, 156. Not quite at that 40 yards a catch average, but 22.3 is pretty good. And he caught 4 touchdowns against Notre Dame in what will probably be Nelly's final BCL game. So Caton is part of the reason Nelly's gone, but great game for Penn State and for Terrence Caton.
And then finally, the SEC. Defensive player Tim Book, 5 tackles, a TFL, 2 interceptions, and a pass breakup. And, of course, Tupou won the Offensive Player of the Week. So, get into the predictions here. We actually have a good bit of solid games this week. starting off with the ACC. All five of these are games of the week. So first up, we got your game. So we have the Oklahoma Sooners at 1-0. Coach Morg traveling to Raleigh to play the 19th ranked Wolfpack. Coach Dean at 0-1.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Morgan this one. If you listen to him talk, he's the best user in the league. So he's gonna come in NC State. NC State's coming off a tough loss. I got Morg 31-24.
Okay. You sticking with that, or you wanna give me a real pick?
Keeping it.
Okay, all right. Well, you heard it first. I'm going to take the Wolfpack in this one. Dean is a good user. I think he doesn't turn the ball over very much, too, which is something to be desired in this league. It's hard to lose games you don't turn over, although you did last week. So hopefully you won't choke this week. Blew a big-time lead at half last week. Morg is just a completely different user, especially when he's on the road. I don't think he's super talented to begin with, but he's way worse on the road because he can't make the adjustments he wants to do in his passing game. So I expect NC State to win in blowout fashion here. I'll say 38-14 NC State beats Oklahoma. Next, we have the 13th ranked Auburn Tigers at 1-1 and Coach Peso traveling to University Park to play the second ranked 2-0 Nittany Lions and Coach Dess. Two good defensive users here.
Yeah, Penn State, I don't know if it's top 3 or top 5, but it's up there as the toughest places to play. And the fact that Peso's offense, especially in a game like that where he can't really hot route, he can't do his normal stuff, he's not going to be able to pass very well at all. So with Dess and that defense making him one-dimensional, I don't think he scores more than maybe 17 to 20 points. And I think Dess can definitely score that at home. So I got Dess 31-20 this one.
Yeah, I think this one's going to be an extremely low-scoring game. I like the defenses of both these teams. I think you highlighted Peso's offensive struggles for this game. I'm going to say Penn State wins this one 24-10. Next, and obviously one of the two biggest games of the week, the 8th-ranked Baylor Bears at 2-0, Coach Pistol traveling to T-Town to play the 6th-ranked Alabama Crimson Tide and Coach Twan. Last time these two faced off, the Bears won in Waco, so now Twan getting a chance at revenge in Tuscaloosa.
So rooting for Baylor in this one, but I'm picking Twan and Bama at home. Again, one of the toughest places to play. Roster gap is significant. Baylor's getting better, but doesn't have the players to match up with Alabama. So you take two disadvantages, and you add in that the users are very close, maybe even an edge to Twan. It's going to be an Alabama win. It could be close. It could be like a 7-point game, or it could be a blowout. I'm leaning towards a blowout just because of the home field advantage and the roster gap. I'm going 34-21 Twan.
I think the roster gap isn't as bad as it could have been for sure. I think Twan played extremely well versus Ryan last week, although Ryan had a couple suspensions for the game. I'm expecting this one to be close for 3 quarters, but I think Alabama does just enough to win in the 4th quarter. I'm going to say 34-24. Alabama beats Baylor. Next, second longest played series in BCL, the 11th ranked Mississippi State Bulldogs at 1-1. Myself traveling to Gainesville to play the 3rd ranked Florida Gators at 1-0 and Coach Gabe. This will be our 7th matchup. 7th matchup so far, and the series is tied at 3-3.
Yeah, these are almost all one-score games. It's even though Mississippi State has won at Florida, it is still hard to pick against the home team, especially considering Florida. One game this year he beat Hayden, who's got as good of a roster as definitely better than Mississippi State. So home game, Gabe's playing great offense, and the last 2 seasons I've noticed Gabe is playing a decent bit better on defense, at least in key moments. He'll come up and make a play. So I'm taking Florida in this one. Go by score of 41-34, one-score game. Yeah,
it's kind of crazy. Me and Gabe's scores are always 45-42 or like 13-10, nothing in between. I'm expecting a high-scoring match here. Lately, we know so much about each other's offensive schemes. It feels like we call plays out as soon as we get to line of scrimmage. So gotta introduce some new stuff, and hopefully it works out. It's gonna be a really good game. I've won here twice, although I lost the last matchup here in the playoffs, which really sucked. It depends. If Gabe doesn't turn the ball over, he'll win. I always say that I beat him because I don't turn the ball over, and he does. But if he comes out and throws 3-4 picks, I expect him to lose. I'll take Mississippi State to win this one. Walk-off game-winning field goal, 38-35. Next, sneaky interesting matchup here. The 0-1 Boise State Broncos Coach Cheese traveling to Athens to play the 0-2 Georgia Bulldogs and Coach Board.
Yeah, so tough one here. I mean, in terms of like Georgia's got the home field advantage. G's, typically the better user, usually in the Big 12. Hunt there, he's a consistent user. I'm going to take Boise in a close one. I think Board plays one of his best games of the season because the first two haven't been too good for him. He's been playing tough people, so he's going to be competitive. But I got G's winning this one, 24-21.
Whoever turns the ball over less in this game will win. Both of them can have serious turnover problems. I like the home field advantage for Georgia a lot, although G's roster is pretty good at this point. It's up to like a 94 overall or something like that if you believe in overalls. But it's getting there. I think Boise State wins. I think he does just enough. I'm going to say 28-21. Game-winning drive. Boise State beats Georgia. Next, we have the 1-1 LSU Tigers, Coach Stees, traveling to Provo to play the 0-1 BYU Cougars and Coach Dwayne.
Yeah, LSU don't know a ton about him. He's 1-1, which is one more win than Dwayne has so far. He's 0-1 in the season. Roster-wise, even though he hasn't had a full-time user, I'm assuming they're still a decent bit better than BYU.
They are.
Dwayne has not been recruiting very well. I'll take LSU in this one. But Dwayne's been better on offense recently. I think LSU is going to score over 40, 45. I think Dwayne scores 35 and 45-35 win for LSU.
Yeah, both of them are going to run the ball a lot in this game. I think Steve's a decently good user. I think he gets it done here on the road. I'm going to say 42-24. LSU beats BYU. Next, 0-1 Stanford Cardinal Coach Chevy traveling to Dallas to play the 1-1 SMU Mustangs and Coach Domo.
I've watched both of Domo's games. He looked really good in one and pretty bad in the other against not great opponent. So he's up and down. He had that loss to Rock. He's coming off that one, but this time he's at home. Stanford, again, one of the worst rosters consistently, and he's playing at SMU. I'm taking the Mustangs in this one. We go 31-21.
Yeah, give me the ponies here. I think that Rock is a sneaky, solid offensive user when he isn't throwing picks. So I didn't surprise me he scored points on that SMU team. Now it's the opposite for Chevy. He's an okay defensive user, really struggles offensively. So I expect SMU to win here at home. I'll say 31-17. UCLA will be getting a force win over Cal. Next, we have the Civil War rivalry between the 2-1 Oregon State Beavers, Coach Rock traveling to Eugene to play the 18th ranked Oregon Ducks at 1-1 and Coach Freeway.
I think Rock's coming off a big win for him. He posted a dead horse in the chat immediately following his win. He's feeling it. He's playing some of his best ball. Freeway did just lose at State, but he's ranked number 18, and it's pretty early in the season. But for him to be ranked, it's not typical. So I think he's going to do what he can to maintain that and get the very possible home win here. I'm going with Freeway by a score of 35-21.
Yeah, these two know each other in real life. Probably played each other more than they played anybody else. So these games are always a little closer than you think they would be. I like Oregon State at home. Oregon at home here. I think Freeway is playing as well as he has played literally this entire dynasty right now, these past two seasons. So although he did have a couple turnovers last week versus me, he's still trying to figure out his quarterback situation. I think that the Ducks get it done. I'm going to say 42-28. All right.
Do you know geography-wise, is in Eugene? What part of Oregon is Oregon State in?
Corvallis. It's pretty close. It's only like an hour away. It's very close.
Okay, yes. It's a big rivalry game,
though. Okay. Big Ten. We have two more matchups here. We're going to skip the obvious one at the top for a second. We're going to go to the 0-1 Virginia Tech Hokies. Coach Chapp traveling to Madison to play the 0-1 Wisconsin Badgers. And Coach Delvin. Both of them trying to get that early win, early conference win, get some momentum, try to get the 6 wins on the year.
Yeah, I don't know if this game gets played based on Just the user, one of the user games, not playing a lot of games lately. I'm going to take Wisconsin in a force win. I think he's going to win. CPU is going to give him a win of 38-24.
Yeah, even if it's played, I like Delvin here. I think he plays a little bit better defensively. Doesn't take as many sacks. Give me Wisconsin 24-17 over Virginia Tech.
If they do play, the Chap can be sneaky, so it could be a Chap upset here potentially, but I'd go with Delvin as well.
16th ranked Syracuse Orange at 1-1. Coach Ryan traveling to College Station to play the 7th ranked Texas A&M Aggies at 1-0. And Coach JJ Ryan again has suspensions for this game. He's got his starting quarterback, best offensive lineman, and a Mike linebacker out.
Yeah, give me Texas A&M, four-time champion. If Ryan had his players and he was at home, it'd be competitive. But he doesn't have his players. It's in College Station. It's probably going to get ugly. Hopefully, Ryan hangs in there and bounces back because he's going to start the season 1-2.
Yeah, I think Ryan gets thumped in this one. I mean, Twan beat the shit out of him last week, 41-7. So I'm kind of expecting the same outcome here. Give me Texas A&M to win this one, 52-7. Yeah, 52-17 over Syracuse. And I think that is it. That is going to do it. Appreciate Dean helping out for the video. Appreciate anybody watching now or going to watch in the future. Stay on top of your streaming, your recruiting, and your rules. And everybody have a good Thursday.